Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Today we're not going for a run. This is going to be just a quick video to tell you about one of the bits of kit I use. So my last run I'd done was the very final one I could do in my trainers. I had a little reminder come through to say that they've reached the distance that I'd set them up to go to. I don't like to do more than about 500 kilometers in my shoes. You can do anywhere between 500 and 800, depending on a lot of factors really, I suppose. The make, what you run on, how often you run, how far you run. There's a lot of variables that can determine on how long a trainer can last for. Me personally, I've found that anywhere, once I start getting over 500k, I can feel that they don't support as well as they used to. Also, I can start getting some knee trouble, other factors as well. What I thought I'd do today is just show you the trainer that I like to use. Now, this is a new one even for me actually. The model is new, but the make is the one I've always used since I've started running seriously. And it's Brooks. More importantly, Brooks Ghost 12. Now, since I've been running properly for about 2 years now, I think, I'll leave that there so you can have a look. I started off by using a very cheap pair of trainers that I just happened to stumble across in a well-known sports resale shop. Now, they were fine, but they would fall apart very quick. They wouldn't even last 300 kilometers. And although it helped me get through my Couch to 5k, I knew that they weren't going to last for the kind of distances I wanted to go up to. I wanted to progress to 10k. Ideally, I had half marathon in my mind, which I have now accomplished. And these trainers just weren't for that. Couch to 5k, yeah, absolutely fine. They would have done the trick. I've been very lucky. I've been able to watch obviously a lot of helpful YouTube videos. I've also got some great friends and colleagues I can call on who have also done running and can give me some great advice. And the best bit of advice I was given was go to a local running shop where they can get you on a running machine and they can do what's called a gait analysis. Have a Google, you'll see a lot better what that means than I can ever explain it. Basically, you get on a treadmill, they test out a pair of shoes, how you feel in them, how you're actually running on them, how your stride is, how you're actually landing on them. And all I can say is money well spent. Normally you'll pay for that kind of service probably anywhere between 20 and 40 pounds. Most places will allow you to then take that off the purchase of a shoe if you then go on to purchase a shoe from them, which I did. I used a local shop in Leicester, near to my hometown. I would much prefer to recommend a local shop as opposed to a national chain. I have actually used a national chain as well. I used a Runner's Need, and unfortunately, although they had the same kind of setup there, they had a running machine, someone who can do a gait analysis, the feedback that I was getting from the shoe sales assistant was minimal. It might have been an unlucky day for me, might have been a new starter. I know we've all been there. We don't always know our stuff when we first start a new job. I get that. But obviously being a high street retailer, I guess they get a lot more staff coming through the doors. The local running shop I've been to, not only had the person who served me been there for the best part of 10 years, they were actually a runner themselves, and I'd actually seen them in a race that I'd taken part in, a 5k race I'd done locally. So it was great to actually know that I had somebody there who definitely knew what they were talking about and could give me a wealth of experience, not just in shoes, but in running in general. They were happy to help me with. So you get on the gait analysis, you try on multiple pairs of trainers. I must have tried everything. Brooks, New Balance, Adidas, Nike, a whole range of different ones. I think I must have tried on about 12 different ones. And without doubt, the best one I tried on were Brooks Ghost. Now for me personally, I like comfort when I run, and the Ghost ones are well known for their cushioning. In fact, they've even made a note of it just inside. Now, if you go on their website, they'll tell you all about clever little things like DNA Loft, which just basically tells you all about the cushion and why it meets their soft standards. But I can tell you now as well, they've also got a rather nice thick, what they like to call crash pad. And you can probably see if I just hold it right, hopefully that's focused. It's a nice thick sole bottom of the shoe before the actual running part, or where your foot will actually be on the inside. Nice and thick grip there. So whenever you go heel to toe, sometimes obviously you'll hit the front part here as well, it is a nice crash support part. Now I do a lot of road running. I do not like trail running, it's just not my thing. So obviously the roads can be quite hard and quite tough on your joints, your knees, your feet. Ever since I've used Brooks, since I switched from the last pair of shoes I have had zero problems. These have seen me through. Yes, I'll admit I haven't used the Ghost 12s yet. These are brand new, that's why they're so clean. I'm hoping to go for my first run in them later in the week. Again, I'm going to take you along and we can talk about them as I go round, probably talk a little bit of feedback afterwards, let you know how I got on. The Ghost 11s that I used, they were absolutely brilliant. The support was there all the way through. Yes, towards the end, I think I took those up to about 600k. I could definitely feel it was starting to wear out. So that's why I put a limit of 500k on them in the end. I've probably used about 4 different pairs of Ghost 11s since I've been running, and I've not had a problem with any of them. They've all been very supportive. None of them have frayed or started splitting. Sometimes I've had problems along here where things will split. Like I say, no fraying of the material, no problems with the laces fraying either. They've been a very good quality build. I'll probably just should say at this point as well, Brooks don't pay me, nobody pays me, apart from my employer, but nobody pays me run wise. I don't take any gratuities from Ghost. I'm purely telling you exactly what I've used and why I get on well with Brooks themselves. Hopefully that's gave you a bit of an insight as into what I like to use and why I like to use it. It is a brilliant trainer. You can get them at any main retailer. All I would say to yourself is, just because I like them, a million other people will tell you a different shoe. The very best advice I can give you, find a local running shop, get down there, get a gait analysis done, and try on as many different shoes as you can. Some will want thinner grips to help with less grip on the roads and do maybe even faster running. Some will want comfort and cushion like I do, and others will be looking for other different things as well. The very final thing on the Brooks that I'm going to say is that they breathe absolutely lovely on these. I'm not sure how well you can see. If I go right in close, you can see the mesh at the front. It's very well designed all the way. Now it is only at the front. That is not mesh at the side. That is a 3D print that actually helps the structure of the shoe, according to Brooks' website. Not quite sure how that helps, but there you go. But all of that mesh there, and as you can see up through the actual tongue of the trainer as well, allows for excellent breathing. I've ran half marathons aplenty in Brooks, and I've never felt that I've had any issues whatsoever with my feet due to being too trapped, too enclosed, too sweaty. So again, I can perfectly recommend Brooks Ghost, and hopefully after my run in these new ones, it'll be the same again for Brooks 12. One final thing I should say on new trainers. It's important that you don't just buy them from the shop, put them on your feet and go out for your 10k. Me personally, I would always recommend wearing them in for 2 or 3 days at least. So the reason why these are so new, and I'm talking about them before running, but you might see little specks of dirt around the place. I am wearing these for a couple of days, just walking around, just doing my usual day-to-day routines, going to work, playing football in the garden with my son, doing the shopping, so on and so forth. Purely because it gives them a chance just to start flexing a little bit to how your feet actually perform normally. And as you can see, hopefully, if I get close enough, you'll see just a few little grooves starting to form where I normally flex on my natural stride. And that just allows the shoe to start bending with your natural foot, with your natural stride. Whereas if you get them straight, fresh out of the box, it won't have any kind of form. You won't be used to it either. Remember, each trainer is made completely differently. So even though they might be Ghost 12, next time I buy another Ghost 12, it might just be that it's slightly not manufactured quite the same. So it's always worth getting them out of the box, spending just a couple of days having a walk around in them, getting used to them. Hopefully that's provided some kind of useful information, useful insight to what I use. Thank you very much for joining me again, guys. Next time, another run. Until then, all the best.